Right, so welcome to the next episode of
All Things Nerdy.
All Things Nerdy. And we've got a few things, because there's quite a few stories that's been out. And we're just going to go through them, get your opinion, because this show is more about me telling you the new story and you talking about it.
Okay, fair enough.
So, first one, Sylvester Stallone has officially joined the Suicide Squad movie. I say officially joined, he is in the Suicide Squad movie because it's already filmed.
Yeah.
So he's in it.
Who is it said who he is?
Nope, just said that he's in it. A lot of people think that he's going to voice the shark character. I don't know what. I don't know who that is, but I don't know what. I think it's called King Shark or something like that, but I'm not sure what it's called.
Yeah.
I thought that was a she. I thought it was a she. I'm sure most things in the comic it's a she. I suppose it's a shark, so it doesn't really count. But you know.
I know.
But yeah.
I don't know.
Sylvester Stallone in another James Gunn movie.
I mean, fair enough. I guess it depends who he's playing, to be fair. We don't really know much about the Suicide Squad movie in general. We released that little, like, production video, like, the behind-the-scenes stuff, and I'm talking about it, but other than that, we haven't really seen anything on it. Other than, like, who's casting it, but, I mean, good on him. Sylvester Stallone, good for him.
Good act.
I don't know what else to say, because we don't know anything about who he's playing.
So, do you know who Kathleen Kennedy is?
No.
So Kathleen Kennedy is the Kevin Feige of the Lucasfilm. She's in charge of all the Star Wars stuff.
Right, okay. Oh, I don't know who she is now, actually.
And she recently came out, and this is, as you can imagine, because the Star Wars community is a very friendly one. She recently came out and said, I've got to get the actual stuff this, because I've got a picture here that shows us the actual thing. And she came out and said, every one of these movies is a particularly hard nut to crack. There's no source material, we don't have comic books, we don't have 800-page novels. That's what she said.
About
Star Wars.
Okay.
That's what the main head honcho at Lucasfilm said about Star Wars.
Is that... So is she criticising them? What is she saying?
No, she's just saying that there isn't an extended lore in Star Wars beyond the movies that have already came out.
So she's an idiot.
I was going to say, save us, Kevin Feige, our only hope.
You should put in this. You should put in War Machine saying that to Nebula because he says that about Star-Lord.
Yeah. But yeah, as you can imagine, on Twitter and on the internet, all the memes came out, and it was just the entirety of Revenge of the Sith. So it was like Anakin there going, liar! Ian McDiarmid going, it's treason then. And I was sitting there looking at them all.
I love Star Wars memes. My favourite memes.
You just see them one after another, just people quoting Revenge of the Sith, and I'm sitting there going, I will never get sick of this. I'll never, ever, ever. And
what was she expecting? That's to be fair though. In all seriousness, that's quite worrying. The fact that she's saying that.
I know.
And she's like
that's
the head.
Such a moronic thing to say.
Because George Lucas literally wrote like an entire thing.
Universe. I know. Yeah.
Like,
so did tons of other talented people and writers. There's comics, there's books, there's all sorts. And she's... Yeah, that would be like Kevin Feige coming out and going, right, so there's no actual, like...
Lore behind Marvel. We're just making up as we go. It's like...
It's so worrying that no one said to her, probably don't say that. Because
you were going to offend everyone.
You're going to... She might have done it on purpose, quite frankly, because that... could unite the Star Wars fandom against her. Instead of being, The Last Jedi was good and The Rise of Skywalker was good.
It's like we've now got to come together and fight our common enemy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. God.
Can you imagine? That's so stupid, isn't it? What a stupid thing to say. Disney, I'm your man.
Like, I was confused about what she was saying there, because I thought, when you said it, I thought you were going to say she was talking about, like, another... Like, but I didn't realise she was talking about...
The Star Wars universe. Quite frankly, I think the Star Wars universe is more expansive than any other universe. Yeah. I don't think there's any other universe that's as expansive as Star Wars is. You could literally just go, right, forget all of that stuff, and we're going to make something completely unique over here.
Yeah.
And it's just, it doesn't even have to have lightsabers. It doesn't have to have anything to do with the Jedi or the Sith or the Force. It could be its own little movie and have none of that in it. That's how sort of broad and expansive the Star Wars universe is.
I don't understand why she would say that deliberately, though. Like, why she would put that out on purpose.
I think she's trying to unite the stuff. That's what I think. I think she's trying to. I think it's like lighting the beacons.
That's and all the retweets of the other beacons being lit.
General Grievous, that was another one. Where that was the thing, and it was like, you fool.
Oh god.
Oh, yeah, that's all. That's such a. That's right. Let's talk about something else before we start ranting about Star Wars. So some good news. It's been confirmed that no CGI double of Chadwick Boseman is going to be used. Because there was a big thing that came out, and it was like the supposed plan was to use a CGI double so that they could kill him off and whatever.
Yeah.
Which.
Well, they're not going to do that.
Thank God they're not going to do that, because that would be such a. I don't think that's another one where the entirety of the Marvel fan base went.
Good God, no!
Do not do that.
Don't. Yeah.
If you want to end your, universe, that's the way to do it. We don't want that at all.
Mm-hmm. Don't recast him. Don't CGI double him in. Just
be a nice be a film about how he's sadly died, because he did.
Yeah.
And.
Introduce the new Black Panther and all that stuff, yeah. Oh god.
That's good news. It's a nice thing to hear. And we're back to the bad news.
No.
And we've already talked about this in a video, so we're going to try not to talk about the politics of it. Amber Heard is definitely returning as Mera.
I saw that.
Yeah, it's sad. She came out and I didn't bother saving the thing that she said, because
she also I know it was something offensive. I found it.
She said anyone who doesn't want her to return,
and just like delusional, or whatever.
Is delusional, and they don't have any basis in reality. Rather like her, because she has no basis in reality. But the one thing I'll say about this, right, and I don't want us to talk about this too much because we've talked about it in the last podcast. Double standards, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
You could have just gone, right, we're going to let them both work despite the trial, and we'll let everyone else decide. We'll wait
until the
or you could have just gone, neither of them are working.
Yeah, because now it is that big thing, isn't it? It's like if they'd both been doing the movies, people would have been like, okay, they're just kind of staying out of it. The fact they've made Johnny Depp step down,
and they're keeping Amber Heard,
is basically them said, okay, we're siding with Amber Heard despite everything that's going on.
Yep.
Whether you believe it or not, it's double standards, isn't it? Because Johnny Depp hasn't been proven guilty yet, technically.
Nope.
So
what was the other thing I was going to say? Amber Heard, Johnny Depp. What was I going to say?
I think people are just going to boycott. I saw something that was close enough to like.
Yeah, sorry. I've reminded us. We'll come back to that. We don't agree with people threatening her. I don't agree with that, because you're just adding fuel to a fire that doesn't need any fire.
Yeah.
So I don't agree with that at all.
I don't think you should do that with anyone, really, should you? No matter who they are.
But what I will say is, I do agree with the boycotting.
Yeah, just don't watch the movie.
Don't watch either movie. I'm not going to go and see Fantastic Beasts, and I'm not going to go and see.
The thing is, right, it doesn't matter if they recast Johnny Depp like Grindelwald. It doesn't matter how good of a recast it is. It's just daft. Because Colin Farrell?
Yeah.
He said he won't come back.
There's a lot of actors who've said they're not going to do it. He said, because a lot of people thought they would just, because he was Grindelwald in the first one, they thought they were just going to bring him back in as like a disguise. Yeah.
But he said he won't do that, which I think is good on him.
Fair play to him, yeah.
But I just bringing Amber Heard back is I don't understand how they couldn't say that people are just going to boycott the movie. There's literally like I think it's close up to 1 million people have signed a petition saying they don't want her in the movie. What are you expecting people to do?
Well, I signed a boycott petition, and it was basically, I think there was a lot of people that had already signed it, and this was the day after the trial thing.
Yeah.
And they basically, one of the comments on it was, "Why do you think that that's going to work?" And basically, the response to that I would say is, even if it's just 1 million people not going to see a film, say the standard price of a ticket nowadays is like 10 quid to get in, 10 million that a movie's going to lose, and that's just,
It's a big difference. It's a movie, like a big franchise movie, like DC movie. It usually makes a couple million. If people boycott it, it's not going to make that amount of money.
Plus, I mean, I said there that it was just 1 million at its standard thing.
Mm-hmm.
People with superhero movies tend to go and see it 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
So 10 million's just if all those people only see a movie generally once. And there'll be a big group of them who don't, and they go see it 2 or 3 times. So it could be anywhere between 10 million and 30 million that a movie's losing just because they're keeping an actress. And it's kind of like, I don't know why you would risk it.
I just don't understand, because I saw loads of things after the movie had been released, before this stuff happened with Johnny Depp, that she was really difficult on set. That she apparently was just like a really like horrible person. Apparently, like, Jason Momoa doesn't like her. And like, why would they want someone like that working on the movie anyway? That has like a really bad.
Well,
the
big thing that I've seen is that people think someone like Jason Momoa, who's sort of, he's an honourable bloke and he's nice. He seems like a very nice, man generally. Said the best thing that can happen is he can come on and say, "I'm not going to do Aquaman while she's in it."
Yeah.
Because then what will happen is they'll go, right, okay.
Well, because they're not going to lose the Aquaman, are they?
No.
Not
like, they would much rather recast Mera than recast him, because he is Aquaman, isn't he?
Yeah.
So it's,
I just don't know if he will do that though, because Jason Momoa isn't.
I don't think he will.
He's not the kind of. He doesn't really get involved in stuff like that on Twitter. There's only been a couple of times I've seen him speak out and stuff. And like, I doubt they would do it. I'd be surprised if he did. I kind of hope he would do it, but I'd be surprised if he did.
I'm also one of those people who doesn't think that Johnny Depp's career is over. I don't think.
No,
just because he's left, well, because he's been forced to leave Fantastic Beasts, that his career is somehow over.
I think it did damage his career, the fact he lost the trial in the UK.
Yeah.
But I think there are a lot of people that
are supporting him.
Yeah, a lot of actors and actresses especially that are supporting him, and I think that's really good, the fact he has all that. Because if loads of people in Hollywood weren't supporting him, then he wouldn't be doing any movies, would he? Because I'm sure people would refuse to work with him and stuff. So I think it's probably more of her career, to be fair, that's been damaged.
Yeah. Because
all the evidence that's come out about her and stuff, a lot of people really don't like her. Like it's.
I'm not surprised. Like and this is the unfortunate thing, and we're going to stop talking about this soon because it's not a nice topic on all things nowadays. But people who say things like men should speak out, and it's been, is it International Man's Day or something, where it's like trying to acknowledge mental awareness for men.
Yeah.
And it's like people who say men should speak out against women. This is why men don't speak out against women. This is a prime example.
It's not that they do. I think it's that it's more difficult. Because I think it's that stereotypical trope where, like, man up. If a woman's hitting you, man up. It's like, no, they shouldn't have to man up.
Yeah, but this is what I mean. This is why
they don't. Which is why, as well, suicide rates are higher in men than they are women. Exactly. But that's an actual fact. Because
what is it? 70% of all suicides are men.
Something like that, yeah. Which is really, disgusting.
Awful. But but again.
I'm sure people have their own opinions on it and stuff, but that's ours. It's just.
It's for me. The big thing is it's double standards. You're keeping her on, and you're not, and it's the same company, isn't it? It's Universal.
It's like no matter what you believe, who you think did it or what. If they were going to take him off, they should have taken her off. Even if you do think he did it, and you don't think she did it, or if you think she did it and you think he didn't do it, both of them should have just been off. They should have gone, okay, we're not getting involved in it.
Yeah.
We're going to stop the movies, or we're just going to recast them until this is all done.
Yeah.
That's what they should have done. That's what been the smart thing. But choosing a side is the biggest mistake they made, because it's not.
Yeah, because eventually the truth will out. Mm-hmm. And as far as we don't know, because we don't know Amber Heard, we don't know Johnny Depp. But as far as the evidence is concerned,
it's strongly against her
It's
at the minute.
massively against her.
Yeah.
But she's struggling.
Mm-hmm.
She's struggling.
I think as well though, like, just not so much about that, but it's really impacted Warner Brothers just in general. A lot of people said they're just not going to watch any Warner Brother movies at all, which is going to be really bad if that's the case. If people boycott their movies just in general, then...
Well, I'm not going to go and see Fantastic. I'm not going to go and see Aquaman.
I'm not going to... Yeah.
I might watch them once I can get access to them.
Didn't they finish filming Fantastic Beasts though? I'm sure.
No, they just started.
No, because I saw a thing saying that because when we went to the studios down in London, and they were filming then when we were there. I don't know if you were there, but we were there and they were filming then, so they must have filmed.
No, they just started production just before the trial because Johnny Depp wanted I don't know what to call it, like a seesaw or something, so he could go and film the third film.
I thought they'd finished filming anyway.
Anyway, we'll move past that because we don't want to talk about that for too long. The next story is Wonder Woman is going to release in theatres and on HBO Max on Christmas Day. It's a weird day to pick, isn't it?
Why would you do that to...
This is another one of them things where I've said it in the past. There seems to be no build-up for Wonder Woman 2 at all.
No.
And it's Gal Gadot who deserves more than this.
It's not even just that, but Wonder Woman was probably one of the best movies that they've done.
It's the best movie in the DCAU.
And the Christmas Day, the thing is though, it's not that Christmas is a bad day, it's that it's Christmas. No one's really going to be thinking...
The cinema.
No one's going to be thinking, oh, I want to watch Wonder Woman. In reality, it's going to be, well, it's Christmas, oh my god, you know. It's like, that's not going to be a priority for people. And so, it deserves better because I'm really looking forward to the movie.
Don't matter.
It looks really, really good from what I've seen from the trailers.
Pascal. Yeah, I'm excited for Pedro Pascal. And Kristen Wiig taking on a serious role, which I'm all for. I think it's just going to be cool. I think it's going to be cool.
Yeah.
That
was definitely... I think that's definitely a mistake.
Yeah, well, it is, yeah. But it's going to be on the streaming as well as cinemas.
Yeah, I know, fair enough, but Christmas Day of all days. It's like, I think like when Star Wars have been releasing movies around Christmas time, I think it's a mistake. Because as well though, not just that, people are spending money on Christmas, and plus with the pandemic. Do you have to pay for it to watch it or not? If
yeah,
it's on
HBO
Max?
or the streaming service.
So you have to pay for it. So that's another thing. Are people going to want to pay for the streaming service to watch it? And are people going to want to go to the cinema at this point in time?
Yeah, it's that thing where don't be surprised if it doesn't do well in the box office. Which, as we know, Universal will probably go, right, okay, it didn't do well, no more Wonder Woman, which is the silly thing that'll happen.
No. Gal Gadot deserves better. I know we don't like the fact that they've been pushing movies back like Batman, and like obviously they pushed Justice League back. They should have just pushed it back, to be fair, to next year. I know obviously it's crap and they want movies out, but what would you prefer, to have a successful movie that does really well in the box office, or not have a successful movie because they released it on Christmas Day during a pandemic when no one's going to realistically watch it or want to watch it?
The thing is, it was announced after the vaccine was found. So I think they're probably assuming that a lot of people are going to be vaccinated by that point.
Right. But that doesn't mean that it won't...
Yeah, you probably still should have left it, like, given it a bit of a lead up.
Give it a bit of a buffer, Jesus.
Yeah.
It's literally November now. It's like a month away.
It's the end of November. It's the 21st today.
It's like a month
9
away.
days. Yeah. Anyway, moving past that one.
Oh
Last point is, as of today, which, like, the day that we record this, November the 21st, Deadpool 3 is officially happening at Disney. At Marvel Studios. And isn't that just the darn best news? I'm so happy that that's the case.
I mean, it's about damn time.
Mm.
I know the second one only just came out like not that long ago, but it's about damn time.
About 2 years ago.
Has it been 2 years?
More than that. It was 20. I think the first one was 2016. The second one was 2018.
Oh my god! I thought it was 2019. Oh god!
I think it was 2018.
To be fair, 2020 has just not been a year for me. So it's like
I've not turned 24 this year. I'm still 23.
Yeah.
And technically, you're still 17.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's a good thing.
So it's with Marvel Studios though, so it's not like.
Oh yeah, it's Disney. It's MCU. I hope.
I know. It'd be good if it was, because then it's like one step closer to like the interactions we've all been waiting for. Which is crap, because RDJ isn't going to have an interaction with.
I know.
With Deadpool, which is kind of the one that I always wanted.
That does mean we might get Star-Lord and we might get Peter Parker.
Or Thor. To be fair, I feel like Thor and Deadpool would be pretty cool. Thor who's kind of clueless and those kind of things, and Deadpool who's...
Deadpool.
Yeah. It would be
well,
like a funny...
Deadpool who is Ryan Reynolds and Ryan Reynolds who is Deadpool.
Why could I just imagine Deadpool just fangirling over Thor? And like being like really like...
in love with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like stroking his muscles, like Drax was with Thor. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to it. I haven't got any. I don't have any details to share
Just
with you, other than it's definitely happening. Production hasn't started or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even.
Ryan Reynolds is in it, so it'll be good.
It's not even. I was just about to say it's not even official that Ryan Reynolds is in it, but.
If
obviously,
it's not Ryan Reynolds, we riot.
But we obviously know that Disney have basically said we're going to give Ryan Reynolds all of the money to play Deadpool.
As if they would need to. I know we've talked about this before. They wouldn't need to give him all the money.
Could probably give him a tenner and he'd be alright with it.
To be fair, yeah. I mean, it's not as if he's been waiting his whole life to play the character. So, you know.
So yeah, that's the final story. So let us know down in the comments what you think about everything that we've discussed. Are you going to boycott Universal's movies? What do you think about Deadpool 3? What do you think about Wonderwoman being released on Christmas Day? What other stories was there? Sylvester Stallone. Who do you think he's going to play in James Gunn's Suicide Squad? Give us your best Star Wars meme of Kathleen Kennedy. And I suppose I don't really need to ask the millions what they thought about Chadwick Boseman being CGI'd.
I think everyone's kind of on the same.
We're all agreed that that's a
page
terrible idea and should never happen. So yeah, let us know down in the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe, because we're getting good views, but we're not getting subscribers. We need subscribers. So do us a massive favour. Subscribe, like, and anything you want to say?
I'm hungry.
Thanks for watching.
You asked.
I need to know.